Let's take a look at Sunday's fixtures for the Confederations Cup now. And this one, some mouth-watering encounter for us. Chile will be taking on Australia. This one, I want to see what will come out of it because the Australians, they've shown good promise. Lost that game in a way that I wasn't expecting against Germany the first match, 3-2. Second match against Cameroon, they kept on fighting till they got that point that they wanted. Now, Germany against Cameroon. Alfred, we're talking about this one. And Germany against Cameroon, this is, we've tagged it youth against experience, but I think with the Cameroonian team, because this German team is very, very young.
We have a 29-year-old player that is making his debut in German.
But the bulk of the team.
The German, it gives you, it just tells you the depth and strength in that German team. How do you reconcile a 29-year-old making his debut in the German national team, in the Diamond? Because looking at it, it would have taken ages for him to have found himself where he's at. So this guy is new, relatively new, greenhorns in the national team, not in the German Bundesliga. These guys are tested campaigners when it comes to it. They are tested campaigners. But because it's crowded up there, now the German coach wants to rest these guys because they need this rest for next year's World Cup. Right. Now, these other guys, okay, which is like the Team B, don't take nothing away from these guys. They are equally as experienced as the guys at the top.
And they are representing Germany.
And they are doing very well.
That's all the motivation you need. It is a German team, and that's what it is, irrespective of the guys that are playing there. For Cameroon, if you're Hugo Bruce, what sort of approach will you give that game, knowing that you need to win that to get 4 points?
It will be difficult to know how to approach the Germans this time around. We've seen the Cameroonian team in this competition that have gone for all brown. So much strength to burn, so much energy to run. But when it comes to the last third of the field, they are bereft of ideas. You begin to wonder, what really? I mean, are these guys, these are supposed to be African champions. I mean, are these guys representing us very well? Are they doing the best that they can to say, okay, so does it mean that African football is somewhere competing maybe with likes of Oceania and the Pacific Islands? I mean, if we have a game, if we're going there to represent us as African champions, I don't know what would have happened in that camp or how they prepare for this one, but I don't think
maybe we
have done enough.
Expectant, Alfred. This Cameroonian team is still work in progress. Just because they won the AFCON, a lot of persons have forgotten about that. That they put together almost a team that was no team because the top guys refused to show up. But this guy can only hope that the team gets better, particularly when he was expecting them to win against Australia, and they didn't, because if you look at fantastic goals scored by a very terrific defender, and if you look at it, the one basic thing needed in football to win, character, maybe they didn't just have it.
They just needed character. Where they were supposed to stay calm, I mean, considering that penalty late in that game, I mean, how could you have just gone for all of that? Taking out
that's one chance thrown away.
So
Abubakar, corporate. We'll start counting it. So when you have chances and you don't take it in football, you pay for it.
As long as a chance exists in football, it's still a chance against the Germans. Whether they will redeem themselves, another one blown, As long as the chance exists, it's still a chance for whatever it was. So for them, I think this time around, there's nothing to protect. Actually, there's nothing to protect. You have 1 point. It's either you sail or you sink at this point. And I think it's at that point that they will be most vulnerable. That's my opinion anyway.
Wow. So that's it. The Confederations Cup are giving us reasons to talk sports tonight. I've been talking with Alfred Okeligwe, and so you can also send your views as regards the Confederations Cup. 2 games played each, exciting fixtures for Saturday and Sunday, which makes it a very, very busy weekend for football followers. Mexico will take on Russia, New Zealand will take on Portugal. We just told you that Germany are getting ready for Cameroon, the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, African champions. Let's see what they can do to amass all 3 points, while Chile will take on Australia. That's information that you can use. So talk to us on Twitter channels, _sports, Facebook channels, Sports. We want to read your comments live on the program, particularly if you've been following the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. That's one Nigerians have written big interest on it, because we can use this one to evaluate. You said something that I like. This is a compact team. this Cameroonian team, they are also strong. Against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, it seems the Nigerian team will need a lot of physicality to play the Cameroon.
And a lot of experience too. A lot of experience, because if it's the same, if we approach the game the way we approach the South African games, perhaps we will be punished. But looking at it, the last 3 results by this Cameroonian team does not impress one bit. They played a friendly game against Colombia, got wiped 4-0.
Wow.
The game against Chile, they lost 2-0. A game against Australia, where you expected them to get the result. I mean, for God's sake, these are the Australians. These are the Aussies. It ended in war. So in their last 3 key games, they've scored only 1 goal.
Analysts have explained, Alfred, and I think they have a point that the Super Eagles shouldn't bank on this performance. In fact, maybe it's the wrong tape to watch.
You can also reverse the argument by saying the Cameroonians should not just look at the Super Eagles that play South Africa. That is not the Super. That is not the Super.
But this is a stiffer test. It's the Confederations Cup.
Because it's a major competition. You expect them to be at that level, not at the level of those who come to camp 4-5 days before a game to play. They've been.
But against the South Africa that the Super Eagles always beat. But that didn't happen. So this is a Cameroonian side that we know.
But I think that taking this forward, the next game is going to be in August, and the leagues around the world, in Europe as it were, just kicking off. These players they are resting now. Just allow them rest. Just allow them rest. When it gets to that time, I'm sure that General would have learned 1 or 2 lessons. You see the problem with that. Each time we make reference to that South African game. It's just a question of mindset. Our mindset was that, it's the South Africans. We've always had their numbers. I will know what to do. But when you want to play, if we want to approach the Cameroonian game, I'm sure the mindset will change, because going to the World Cup will depend on the results we get against Cameroon in New York. Not the second leg. That game in New York is key, because when you get that game, perhaps the Zambian games, forget it. You can afford to drop points elsewhere.
But not against Cameroon.
No, not against Cameroon.
In that same movie. Maybe we don't even know if it's still going to be with you.
Austin, you have to go to the village. That's been settled. That's been settled.
A lot of people say, okay, I've got an interesting tweet here. I'm going to call you. It says, for me, I don't want Cameroon to win it to boost their morale against Super Eagles. We keep getting these sort of messages. And but the truth of the matter is, these days, football has come to show that it is the best team that wins. If you look at the game against South Africa, the better side won.
On the night.
On the night. I mean, if you even look at what is happening at the Confederations Cup, the better teams have been winning. But an interesting conversation, Alfred, before we get to the Nigeria Professional Football League. Alfred, the video assistant referee, that one has become the major star at this competition. What do you think? Has it done good or damage to football?
I think it's helped football. It's helped the referees to do their job better. Yes, you might say, okay, it's remember that human angle of instead once a goal goes in, it's a goal and everybody celebrates.
See Pepe now. Pepe scored a very beautiful goal. I was celebrating. The human ID scene was very quick.
It was that quick that you don't see. Yes, a lot of people, yes. If it goes in your advantage, you might say, okay, why not allow you go? But you feel hard done by.
Even with this penalty, Alfred.
You feel hard done by if at the end of the day you lose because somebody took undue advantage of the referee is not seeing what's happening. Okay, everyone move back. We have to consult Mr. Referee, the fourth one that knows, the all-knowing referee. I think it's itself.
But to the human eye, this Australian penalty could be debated. But the VAR says no. Defender intent wasn't so good. A player that is goal bound, you need to be careful. That's what the rule says. Right in the face of the referee. Referee points to the sport. Cameroonians say no. VAR. Let's say VAR. VAR is a penalty. Oh, goodness.
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, it helps the referees do their job better. And I think moving forward, my only worry with this kind of technology is at the end of the day, when it's the FA Cup final in Nigeria, will it be deployed? When it's a World Cup qualifier on the continent, will it be deployed? Or you expect to go away games and I mean, you can't. Who will forget what happened to the Super Eagles in 1988 when we played Cameroon in the finals of the Nations Cup with Elwosu scoring a good goal and it was overruled. At the end of the day, we lost out to Emmanuel Kunde's penalty. 1-0. Nobody is talking about that game because that was a game, fantastic game with the likes of Florusho, Kella, Okparaji and others who would have won the Nations Cup.
You talk about a more recent one, so someone scored and did like this. Same Cameroon, but it's okay.
Same Cameroon.
Well, my friend Victor, whenever I see him, that's what I do. I just like, but this is that's football. What I think that Onye Uchiwachiku made a very important point the last time he was here. He said the VAR will come out good if it can be revised. In his words, revised to the timing should be apt at a point like where it's boiling immediately, just as we have it in tennis. You take a point, I feel the ball would have gone. Come on, let's see it again, and then in less than a minute, it's done. But look at the first game Portugal played. Game was cost almost a minute. Same thing with Cameroon's first game against Chile.
No, like every technology that is deployed, of course you get the higher versions of this program, because at the end of the day, when you look at it, what we benefit from things like this far outweighs whatever it is that is the shortcoming. So we expect that in days ahead, this is like, if you like, a prototype of what it should be. I'm sure that in days ahead they'll work on it, and perhaps the response time will be quicker. But for me, in all honesty, it helps the referee do a better job.
A better job, and to a level brings a lot of fair play, fairness into the game. And this, we were outdone by referee
or the hand of God.
A lot of things, but a time will come. Okay, maybe let's pray that time doesn't come when people will really debate the VAR. At the Confederations Cup, I must say that all of the calls from the VAR, they have been correct. So far, it has been correct, and I think that's really good, and that's a plus. Particularly when you see things like this, you score a goal, and then they tell you, pause. I want to talk to VAR. The VAR comes up with something else, but it's all good. The video assistant referee will continue to get us talking until the Confederation Cup, and it's still under debate. Alfred, do you think they will vote for this technology to stay?
The technology is already here. If you ask me, it's already here. This is the future of no refereeing. It's already here, and this is like this is the World Cup exactly a year. Kicked off exactly a year to the beginning of the World Cup, and Russia is hosting that too. So this is like testing the waters, how it will come good. I'm sure that next year in the World Cup to be deployed, and perhaps maybe the version that you have at the back of your mind just be used.